This week has been, I'd say, a pretty tame week. You know what I'm saying? Nothing crazy has happened, but we did have a little situation going on overseas.
NFL training camp's back.
That's true. But we kind of touched on that a little bit, talking about the COVID regulations with
That's
NFL
true.
and shit.
That came hand in hand, though. They just timed that well.
But as far as, big news this week, the Olympics are still going on. And there's trouble in Tokyo.
Trouble in Tokyo. God damn, Nick. You really is a headline masterpiece.
That's what the headline would be, right?
Trouble in Tokyo. I can see that also old-fashioned newspaper. That fit too much. Also, Timmy Turner shit.
Right. So, Simone Biles, she is the resident GOAT of her gymnastics. Is it just gymnastics or is it a specific
I'm going with gymnastics. That's the safest bet.
She's the GOAT of
She
gymnastics.
does multiple things in the gymnastic sport.
Look,
overall,
all the gymnastic heads get it.
Right.
If we're wrong, we're wrong.
She does moves that they have to name after her because no one else should actually be trying them.
Right.
And if that doesn't say stature, you're going to have to find something.
So, this week, she essentially, because of a lot of different issues, which we'll get into, she decided to step down from the team. And from team activities to individual activities. And she has gotten the smorgasbord of praise, criticism.
She definitely,
all of it. She got all of it.
Made herself a hot topic overnight.
Right.
Which I don't think that was her goal.
I think she knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't think it was her goal.
Yeah.
I think she knew it was going to happen, and she said, I need to do this still.
I felt that.
Now, I've heard arguments from all around about, we even had it at work, about could any athlete just do this and not get the same vitriol? The one I heard most is, could LeBron say in a game 4 of the finals, I'm having mental issues and I can't play this game? Could he say that? I've heard the smorgasbord of it, and I just think that is just not a fair, stuff like that is not a fair comparison to what she's doing.
I think in the day and age of just where we are now as a climate, I think it shows the clash of old generation, new generation, and you feel me, all the gens in between.
Right.
Because I'm seeing a very, very interesting theme of the older generation. Not all of them. It's not across the board, but it tends to be older people who are more, what the hell's going on? Why would you, mental issues? Everybody got mental issues. Why would you drop out of the Olympics? Game 4, yada yada. Why would you stop doing such a prestigious thing? Something that they're obviously not doing.
Right.
For your quote unquote mental issues back in my day, and then insert whatever head ass quote you need to insert. But yeah, that's just why. I don't know if you've seen anything different. I think also, for me, Simone Biles, if maybe different athlete, less flack, who knows? You never know the story until it actually happens. But
I mean, it's very similar to the Naomi Osaka situation, where she was she was, she didn't want to have to go through the media part of her obligations.
They find her.
Dropped out her whole thing. I think it's very similar to that. I feel mixed on it because I'm not one of those people who are she's courageous for doing this. I'm not. That's not the word I would reach for. You know what I'm saying? If somebody else wants to use that word for it, cool. I'm not going to argue with you. It's just not the word I would use for it.
Got you.
I think real. She was very real with herself. Because that's a big decision.
I think it's very respectable because she made,
sure.
I think, a very adult decision to go, hey, I might not be with the shits right now. This is a very prestigious and let's be real. It's not everyone out here just going to the Olympics representing their country. Let's be very real about that. That is a very select. Obviously, Olympic teams can get very large numbers, but we're talking a couple.
The elite of the elite.
You feel me?
Right.
It's not no accident that they're there. So
and she is of the elite.
You feel me? Top tier. So it's
And I guess the one thing I will say is
that takes guts.
It does, and a fuck up for her is different than even like a fuck up for LeBron James. She's in the air. You know what I'm saying? She's
spinning doing whatever.
In the air. A fuck up could mean she breaks her neck.
Paralyzed, whatever.
If she does not have it, it's different than, and look, you can get injured in basketball, of course, but there's probably been like one or two situations where somebody in the NBA or even college is like in a life-threatening situation. You know,
there's some bad, leg breaks
for sure. I'm not downplaying that, but it's different than somebody who's getting up higher than anybody else in that sport.
No, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Messing up in the air, because even I was watching it. The way she came down, like, it looked
uncertain.
She looked like, I thought she was injured because you could tell like that was not the landing we're used to from her, and you could tell she was not okay after it. I thought she had a leg injury.
From what I've heard, she's got the gymnastics form of the yips. If anyone doesn't know what the yips is where like you know what you're doing, you've done it your whole life, you're consistent as fuck with it, and all of a sudden your body just doesn't have the hand-eye mechanical coordination that it once had.
Right.
And in gymnastics, that can be very dangerous because if you don't know how you're about to land this bitch, you're kind of just in the air spinning at a very high degree, and life could be flashing. So, like, I know if Simone Biles was my sister, my daughter, whatever, relative, cousin, and I heard she was going through this, I was like, girl, you better sit your ass down and chill out. Figure this out.
For sure.
Because I would hate to see you fall on your neck at the end of the day. Right. And anyone who thinks she should, power through the mental issues, you're fucked up. That's just how I feel about it. That's just my 2 cents.
And look, that's not to speak ill of any athlete that is able to do that. You know, like there are athletes, because a lot of times we hold athletes to that standard of, you know, they're going through something. You know what I'm saying? They're going through something. They still perform. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah Thomas, didn't his like sister
literally, I forget how she died, but she died.
She died, and then he broke his hip, and he's still playing. And what happened to him? The Celtics done him dirty. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, career kind of went south.
Right. That's the, you know, it's like, but he's a warrior, you know. And look, that's not downplaying him. Like, salute to him for going through all that. But if somebody can't go through that,
you look at it where it happened in the long term. Like, it probably didn't do him more good than anything.
It did him bad.
Yeah.
But it's not to say you shouldn't try to power through. Like, there is something to be said about.
Like, do what you need to do in whatever mental state you are in. I feel like he wanted to play basketball.
For sure.
He kind of needed to play basketball at that time.
Right.
I feel like
what I'm saying is, if you're the type of person who can persevere, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's cool and respect. But not everybody's built that way.
Definitely.
And that's not a measure of greatness. You know, everybody's built differently.
I think motherfuckers are just jealous.
For sure. Oh, yeah, that's a big part of it.
That they can't take a mental sick day at their job, so they don't think sick. I noticed it too, but I was going to let it be. Hey, it's turbulence, bro. Turbulence happens.
Looks scary as hell, though.
Hey, that's turbulence.
Yeah, to all our audio listeners out there, we have Microsoft Flight Simulator on, and we are flying to an island called Saba.
We use a strong word. Niggas is very much enjoying it.
Nigga, we're on the... Look, if you look, Red, we're on, like... Hold on. We're in here, Red.
Nick.
We're in here, Red.
Like I was saying, for Dick.
Hopefully we don't crash.
Look, turbulence is looking bad, but honestly, it's clear sky, so I don't even know why there'd be turbulence. But, all right, like I was saying. Yeah. Go back to the window, though. Wait, what's those? We'll go back to the flash and joy. Go back.
Mayday?
Cabin altitude. Use oxygen mask. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, go ahead. Go back to the window.
We'll see what happens. But
we're at a good altitude, though.
It don't look good, though. I'm getting a little sick myself.
Nick, like I was saying with smoke, this is terrible. This is terrible. People who are listening and don't have the, like, actual... You're just probably like, what the hell are these motherfuckers talking about?
Hey, you know what I'm saying? We'll have the link to the YouTube if you want to encounter this part of the podcast.
Plug it up while plug it up. I like it.
You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, I think motherfuckers are just jealous that they can't call their boss and be like, oh, I'm not feeling, you feel me, in the best mental condition, and take a mental sick day. The boss would be like, call in sick or whatever, maybe, if your boss believes in mental health. But some people will be like, so you got a headache? Like, what's going on? They won't even treat it seriously. So
right. So people, I feel like there's a level of jealousy there. I also feel like it's a level of, this is the USA. You know what I'm saying?
You're supposed to want to represent this.
You're representing the USA. Like, let's not shy away from the fact that the Olympics are kind of a sham. Like they're kind of like
they're just happening because they're supposed to happen.
But even I'm not even talking about like from COVID, because you already know how I feel about the 2020 Olympics going on in 2021. We already know how I feel about
Nick,
that.
Beyond
that, we're moving on. Beyond that, these people go to the Olympics, are not paid. All the networks in the Olympics rake in millions.
NBC eating.
You know, Tokyo rakes in millions.
I don't know.
Citizens get nothing.
I don't know if it's as much this year without the tourists.
I don't know either, but it's still a sham nonetheless. So we're talking about a sham. She dropped out of a sham.
I mean, this is kind of.
Can we be mad about? I don't think I can be mad about.
I don't want to call the Olympics a sham because this is for some athletes the biggest event of their lives.
Hey, it's a sham the same way the NCAA is a sham. Same thing.
I get what you're going at, but the Olympic competition itself, I think, is good.
I'm sure if they all were each offered a check, they would not turn it down.
They want to represent their country.
They have no choice in most cases. Like, not everything is basketball. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like the niggas who are like KD's gonna be fine if getting. I get what you're
saying because not a lot of sports is eating like that.
What's the sport where like they're like shaving the ice, like they're like bringing the ice down? Like it's like you know what I'm talking about? Where it's like they're.
I think it's curling.
I don't know what it is, but it's like they're like brushing like the ice off of like something.
Yeah, and the little thing comes and lands at a certain spot.
It's like you're not like that's an Olympic thing,
but
you're not getting.
That's the biggest exposure you're gonna get in that sport is the Olympics.
And I get that, and I'm saying that the Olympics literally says y'all, I'm not gonna pay you for this shit. Just come out. You know what I'm saying? Even though we're making millions to billions of dollars, like
I hear that.
It's like that's a sham. That's a sham. She's at this point bigger than the Olympics.
I get what you're saying. I feel like she definitely got big because of the Olympics, but at this point, she is one of the bigger Olympic athletes.
Oh, for sure. But it's like, I support any athlete that uses that system to get, increase their legacy, get those endorsement deals, because that's how you make the real money in the Olympic scene. So I don't think that she deserves.
The U.S. offers money if you win medals.
Good, that's good.
Good bread too, honestly.
That's good. But I just think that she doesn't owe anybody anything. She owes herself.
No, that's no valid point, Nick. Very valid. She doesn't owe nobody a damn thing. So how the fuck is you getting mad at her? Who is she to you?
America.
America
need gold medals.
We seen trends, bro. We seen the trends. It's not no secret. I'm not about to argue with nobody over why you mad about the shit, but it's genuinely whack. I mean, the internet. We've had this discussion.
I'll fucking argue.
The internet.
I'll fucking argue with somebody mad over this. I really don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I really don't understand the mindset of this girl's going through some things, and you are mad because why? Like, I really don't understand the anger. I can get being disappointed. I get that. I'm a little disappointed too because we don't get to see her.
We talked about this last week, Nick. Motherfuckers is just looking for a reason to be mad, and
yeah,
she just got the bullseye this week. But I mean, motherfuckers gonna forget it in a month?
For sure,
it'll be dead.
For sure,
but
she'll still be the GOAT.
Nah, definitely.
That's the funniest part. She'll still. I feel like that's another frustrating part for some people, maybe because she can do this and it doesn't affect her legacy at all. Literally nothing.
Hey, bro, if you got beef with Simone Biles, it's on you. I'm absolutely certain about that. Maybe she took your nigga on the slide and you actually got beef with Simone Biles. Which storyline of the week? You actually should tell somebody.
The other thing I was going to mention about it is she has ADHD.
Word.
I have it too. And so you're prescribed certain medicine when you're on ADHD. I'm not prescribed any medicine because I don't like that shit.
Word.
But some people live by that medicine. And so I think she takes Ritalin. If it's not Ritalin, it's the other one. And she's been taking that her entire life.
Word.
It's in her, it's in her documentary. It's in her interviews. They don't allow you to take that in Japan.
Word.
So
just the country of Japan?
It's illegal there.
Oh, got you.
You got to have like a super special permission, and I don't think that's going to apply to somebody who's not a citizen of Japan.
That's tragic.
So she's out there.
I didn't start the girlfriend episode.
Oh, too bad.
Fuck, get there, Nick.
You'll get there.
Oh,
but
terrible.
Yeah, she
He said all too bad. That was a real dickhead. All too bad.
But like, imagine you're in this country, You know what I'm saying? And you're not allowed to take, the medicine you've been taking your entire life that literally, like, if you don't take it, you're going to get some form of anxiety from.
And they're not in a great living situation either.
Not at all. So it's just a lot of different factors as to why this probably happened. But the main thing, and I'm just throwing that out there, but we don't know what's going on in her head because she doesn't know what's going on in her head. So just give her some space. Let her be her, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully she treats us to, in 2024, her next Olympic performance. Let's hope. But if she doesn't, it is what it is.
She could retire tomorrow and still be one of the greatest.
Yeah, so respect to her, and I think we pretty much covered it. Better than most people have.
Oh, shout outs to Suni for taking that gold.
Shouts out.
You feel me? She hooped. Only 18 too. That's crazy. Like, she about to go to college.
Shouts out to our Olympic basketball team, looking a little better.
It's knockout stage time.
We just we played the play-in tournament last, I believe, and we had Jason Tatum and Katie went off.
No, it was just the last group stage game.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, y'all made it. If y'all had lost to Iran, it would not Iran, so it was essentially a playing game.
Right.
But yeah,
shout out to them. Hopefully they get it together because they have not been looking well.
If they run into Luka Doncic, it's gonna be a problem.
Hey, you're not wrong about that.
It's actually gonna be
I actually am looking forward to that matchup.
That would be a game, bro. That would be a fucking game.
That would be a very interesting. That would be like one of the first Olympic games that would have like farther implications into the NBA season. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, if Luka takes a team with nobody but him on it and beats the U.S. team with all of our all-stars, right?
Rick Carlisle gonna look like a fucking op.
That's going to be insane. You got to look at Luka a little differently because that's like, I don't know many players here.
He might be the nigga to do it.
I'm looking forward to seeing the matchup. Hopefully we see it, but
you never know.
You never know. So